Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to this, well, I guess you could call it first impressions video of Atomfall. I've been doing a playthrough series on my channel, and you can check it out somewhere on the screen right now. And what I want to do in this video is I want to go through the first couple of minutes of the game and through the eyes of a creative director in gaming, sort of go through it and tell you why I think this game is so amazing and what Rebellion does so well. So sit back and relax. And I'll see you in the next shot. Let's start up a new game. And as you can see here, they have a couple of play styles for us. And what's cool about this is that we can actually go deeper into it and customize every aspect of it ourselves. So combat, survival, and exploration. I think that's really amazing by Rebellion that they put so much time and effort into this, because they certainly didn't have to, but they did. And I really appreciate that. All right, so I'm gonna press recommended and we're gonna see a little cutscene. I'm gonna speed that up a little bit and then we're gonna talk about it.
Is anybody there? I need help. Who are you? What are you doing in here? I thought this place was secure. Where's Dr. Powell?
All right, so what we saw there was some really efficient storytelling. We saw like 15 to 17 shots with very minimal animation to tell us, you know, what the situation is, what's going on, but of course also keeping it very vague because they set up a really good mystery in this game. We then wake up, which is, I think, the best way to start off any character because it really symbolizes us, the player, opening our eyes and for the first time see this new world, this new realm, and we experience it the same way as the character does. We open our eyes and we see this for the first time. We then immediately get grabbed by a character who pulls us in and asks us, "Who are you?" so that we can understand that we don't know who we are. And all of that is achieved in like a minute. And you will see that in the rest of the game if you decide to play it, is that their storytelling is very efficient. And that's one of the first things that I really love about this game. All right, so we just talked to this guy behind us here, and now we are in our first level. Of course, it's a tutorial level, but it really shows how Rebellion designs their levels, and that's why I want to show it to you. So first up, we arrive in this little area here, and we basically have three options. And we can see that they highlight those options with a good use of lighting. And that's what they do in every area. They really make good use of lighting. This tutorial area is basically how they design everything. There's a few areas where you can go. You can loot some stuff. We could go here, loot some more stuff. And then we could go here. But here, because of their level design, we can understand very simply that, this is, you know, the next area. You can see this by, it takes us more time to actually just get here. Then there is a stairs. And then there is an actual user interaction required to go there. So that's all stuff that's being thought about. And they do this very well in every level. So you can expect this type of smart level design in the entire game. Now, really what I love about the scene as well is at some point you have to go back to this guy. And once we walk in here, right, we see, okay, we can interact with him. But if we go a little bit closer, we see, oh, we can talk to him, sure. But we can also take him down. Now, this little... just them placing this character with the back to us and that we can approach him from the back, teaching us in that way that we can take down NPCs, so not enemies, but just a friendly NPC. It's a really good way of teaching us, hey, our NPCs, you can take them down. So let's do that. All right, so we step into the next area, and you would say like, oh, there's not so much interesting stuff going on here, but actually this area teaches us something. So again, we see the use of light here, clearly showing us this is the way. But there's also this little light here, and when we go up to it, we see, oh, it requires a certain thing, and we can follow these yellow whatever tubes and go to this thing and see, it's locked, I can't go there. Now, what this teaches us, the area says, hey, this game has backtracking. So that's something we learned. Now, again, look at their use of lighting here. This is very impressive. Now, also, we can hear something.
Oh, come on.
All right, this is really something that I love in this game. They have a lot of moments where the environment sort of wakes you up with a little bit of animation, a little bit of sound design, a little bit of lighting. They go a long way in this game. So this was just a small example, but they have that throughout the game everywhere. So now let's go over some combat. They've placed this guy in this room for us to learn, of course. So I'm just going to approach this guy. Hello. And actually, you can see they have this really nice UI where the thick yellow bar sort of is his aggro. And then if you go far away, it will turn back into this white line. And as long as you're in there, you can actually just disengage. They will look for you a little bit, but you can actually always disengage. It's really nice, especially when you're trying to play stealthy. You don't have AI that immediately goes for you, you know what I mean? So, but in this case, we want him to go for us. Hello, sir. Now, this guy is not very smart. We're just going to kick his ass. All right. Now, of course, there's just simple melee combat, as you saw here with your hands. And now I'm gonna actually run into the world. I'm gonna show you a little bit of combat there, not very much. And I'm gonna show you the world. Don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil a lot. It's just the first few meters of the world. All right, this is your first shot of the outside world. I see they use verticality, right? We've got this cool bunker up here. And we've got a little bit of movement here. So if we go a little bit further, this movement pulls our eyes to the left. We see this. We're like, oh my god. They are really good at leading your eye. Okay. So we go a little bit further, and then we see the third point of interest, and then we see the rest of the valley. And that is how these guys think about presenting a world to you. They really think about it. And what I love as a creative director, when you're working on an area like this, for example, right, is what I want is a player to immediately think, that's where I want to go. That's who I want to kill. That's what I want to steal. You know, you immediately want the goal to be clear. And in this game, they do that very well, as you can see here. They also use color very well. As you can see, everything is green and blue, basically. And then red is used to once again pull your eye to something very important. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the map. Here it is. Now, this game has separate small areas, basically. The areas aren't actually that small, but you know how many games love to give you a gigantic, ginormous map these days? Well, a map like that can feel pretty daunting. And what I love about this game is that they have these concise little, very dense filled maps. And what I love about it is that when you see this as a player, you can sort of go, yeah, I can explore this, you know? It doesn't feel like this giant thing. It's just very easy to map it out in your head, and it just doesn't feel too overwhelming. They've got some cool tools in their map, in their map interface. You can press right mouse button and you can actually sort of place your own little stamps here and there if you want to remember stuff, which is also a pretty cool functionality. Now here we are. As you can see, we're walking away from the telephone booth here, and I'm walking up here just to show you that really, in this game, you never walk a couple of meters before they introduce something new to you. The game and the world is so densely packed with content. It feels really, really good. So here we got an enemy, and I'm just quickly gonna take this guy out so that I can show you how the melee weapons work. Because I think the melee weapons have a really easy, but easy to understand system. And I actually think it's very nice. Now, this game isn't about its combat. The combat is sufficient, but it's not like the most amazing thing in the world. But what I want to show you, melee weapons, have two stats. The damage and the attack speed. And that's it. And those differ for different weapons, of course. So if you have an axe, it will have like a high damage, slow attack speed. If you have a knife, it will have a low damage but fast attack speed. And perhaps it applies a debuff like a bleed or something. And the way it sort of is balanced is when there's an enemy that has a heavy weapon, right? And you have a knife, you can go up to him and sort of interrupt him. But of course, you don't do as much damage, and vice versa. If you have a heavy weapon, you have to be careful that enemies don't interrupt you. And that's really all that the combat is about. The melee combat, that is. And then there is ranged combat as well. It's your standard fare. I'm not going to show it. It's just, you know, shoot people in the face for more damage and shoot them somewhere else for less damage. What I want to say about the story is that everything you find, all of the notes, I don't know if there's posters hanging around, you know, if you talk to NPCs, everything is like focused on this one situation that is going on here. And that is really, really nice. So it's not like you're going to run into an NPC that's like, fetch me 2 chickens for my hungry mother or something. It's like, no, we're going to focus on this mystery and this story that is going on here. Now, I am only 6 hours into the game. I haven't fully finished it yet. So maybe this changes and it all goes belly up. I don't know. But so far, the first 6 hours, this is definitely the case. And that is super duper strong about this game as well. So characters in this game are all voice acted, and they're voice acted very well. They all have those beautiful British accents, of course, because this game is, well, in the world of the Brits. And what's really cool about this game, again, I showed you in the beginning as well, but, you know, we can just kick people's asses, basically, if we want to. And that's always a very good thing in a game like this, you know, that these NPCs are not just sort of static blocks that are out there. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Rebellion has crafted a really good game that really brings me personally back to a sort of nostalgic gaming feel that I had when I was a younger kid, playing a game that is made by people who love games, who understand what games are about, how to direct you as a player through this experience, which is both open, but it's also linear in a way, and have packed their entire world full with interesting characters, fun stuff to loot, stuff to craft, a great story so far. And those are my first impressions as a creative director. I think this is a pretty good piece of work. So if you want to see more stuff like this, please let me know. If you want to help my channel, please subscribe. That helps me a great deal. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.